G'day guys, my name is Lord Tomo. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collectible review. As you already know, I am Lord Tomo and this is good old Blue Star Sonic the Hedgehog. Seems to be have my second Spartan metal. I went on holidays for a week and I completed that. That's why this review is actually more delayed. Now, this review I struggled more or less to do simply because I didn't know necessarily how to title it best. Simply because it was completely different. I'll show you what it is, and I'm probably going to divide this in 4 separate reviews. Each are going to be, I don't know, roughly 5 minutes, I'm guessing. But yeah, just to give it the best title needed for them. It's a set, but I don't know what to call it as a set because it's so diverse, I suppose. Basically, this is a bubblegum set, and as you can already tell, it's got different titles, and it's got different labeling and everything. It's a set complete, so there's that. So I really don't know necessarily how to label it as best I can. So I'm just going to do 4 separate reviews, uploading 4 different words, just in case for the average collector who wants to just type in one specific one, just to bring up that, at least I can, say, hey, here it is. So the first one I'm going to talk about in the set is the Sonic, I'm going to call this the Sega Genesis Knuckles, Sega Genesis Sonic and Knuckles Bubblegum box review. That's what I'm going to call this one anyway. Basically, this was released, the whole set anyway, it was released roughly in 1993, thereabouts, 1993, 1994, during the peak of, obviously, Sonic the Hedgehog, thereabouts, and also the peak of the Game Gear, which is, obviously, a different one that was more or less done. Now, in this actual, in this actual box thing, it came with bubblegum, and it roughly came in its entirety. Like, this has its shrink paper, and it basically says bubblegum, fruit flavor, look inside for the game tips. So you would get like some sort of card or there, basically giving you some general game tips. Unfortunately, I don't have another set of this, so I can't exactly, showcase what's inside it as much as I would like to. I try to look for it. So that's probably the one bummer, I guess, supposedly for this, but I figured might as well do a quick review, have 4 separate reviews, have the people check it out. So that's the first one. So you have the classic good old Sonic and Knuckles logo. I always love that logo, I sincerely do, simply because I like Sonic, and my favorite character of course is Knuckles, and that to me looks pretty beast. So you have all the classic drawings of it, pretty straightforward. You have what it is. It was a Genesis, obviously I think in the UK and Australia we call it the Sega Mega Drive. Not entirely sure why they did that, but that's besides the point. At the very top here is the same deal, or look inside for the game tip. Nothing too crazy there. On the actual other side, exactly the same. On the top, exactly the same. On the back, exactly the same. Now, the actual back is probably the second most interesting thing, of course, besides the inside of it. Here it is. It just says, collect all 4. You have, obviously, this one, which is the Sega Genesis Sonic and Knuckles pack. You also have, if I bring another one, a Sonic Triple Trouble, Sonic Spinball, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. So you had all 3. And it basically just gives you the general, details of what's inside the gum and all that sort of stuff. So that's always nice, and also the barcode. I don't know what you want to bother with that. So yeah, it's pretty interesting in terms of in terms of the actual design of this actual case. Pretty nifty. Now, like I mentioned, it was really roughly 1993, 1994, thereabouts, the 4th pack. I never saw this in Australia, so I can't be sure if it was ever released in Australia. I'm guessing so, maybe, not entirely sure. In terms of prices back then, I think they retailed, once upon a time, I think $2.50, that sort of stuff, thereabouts. I got the full set for $30, postage including, plus something else, which was in the same postage, the same shipping, but, cost differently. But the whole set, the whole complete full set, cost me $30. A little steep, I guess, for a box and candy, but it came full in its entirety, and I actually just have it on display. It's just kind of like that. So people can just pick it up and say, oh wow, this is pretty interesting. That's pretty nice. Now, in terms of rarity, the 4 pack, look, to be honest, I've never seen this before, and I'm not entirely sure if there is a field for collectors who actually, just collects these sort of stuff. I do, simply because of our work, and I guess for most part, it does fall back to the whole reminiscing of the past, which I guess, has a nostalgic factor to it. But it's pretty nice, pretty sizable. So in terms of rarity, look, I'm going to have to give it probably 5 stars out of 10. It may be super rare, I'm not entirely sure, I don't see enough of this. Actually, this is the first time I've seen it, but it's not super common either, so maybe 5 stars out of 10. But yeah, so this is the first of the 4 that I'm going to be uploading shortly. Check it out, tell me what your thoughts are. If you like it, you dig it, you hate it, it's always nice to basically, have your thoughts on it. Anyway guys, thank you for watching as always, and speed on.